teach you how to breathe things right again. Who am I? The real question is, who do you need me to be? I've been here for eons. I've been holding your hand, wiping your sweaty brow while you push out them loads that don't bear fruit. I've been standing to the left of you, listening while you release those screams that you don't want anyone to hear. I've been cleaning up them spirits of those babes that you've been carrying in your mind, your spirit. I've been ushering them back to the other side when their life is cut here good. And the hurt that I have to clean up for, the pain and the loss alone just don't seem to stop. Seems something done broke in the universe. And the balance is imbalanced. And those wounds and those groins can't seem to hold the weight that they were created to. Seems something done broke and there's hemorrhaging. And there's cracks. And you're bursting at the seams. And your seeds are trying to connect, but they're drowning in their own juices. From the dark stories and the dis-ease that's oozing from every crevice. And there's so much, there's so much blood. From the conditions, the wounds, and the stories that are just too numerous to bear. But I can clean up the blood in no time. That's the least of my worries. It's the broken, the bruised, the unloved, the overworked, the malnourished, dark-spiritedness that I find in the maternity wards, and the clinics, and the bedrooms, and in the bathrooms, and in those nurseries that I can't muster up enough strength to clean up. And I can't stop it. Because it's not a womb condition. And it's not a sperm condition. It's not a blood condition. But it's a heart condition. So while you busy counting sperm, freezing and testing eggs, and using vacuums and reading parenting books, the real birth and conception story is untouched and untold. And I'm here to expose it all. Oh yes, to restore order, to return you to your sacred spaces, and to the men's rites of passage. I'm going to be your fire, your water, your air, your earth, till you can be that for each other. I choose to carry the bundles, and I choose to bear the loads. I choose to carry the bundles, and I choose to bear the loads. What do you choose, brothers? What do you choose, sisters? What do you choose, mothers? And what do you choose, fathers? What do you choose? What do you choose? What do you choose?
Congratulations, you just gave birth to a healthy baby.
Boy, oh boy, I just love my baby girl. Just look at her. Ain't she the most beautiful angel fruit cake you've ever seen? I worry about her all the time because it's a cruel world out there. Anything could happen at any moment. That's why I'm constantly afraid for my baby. She needs me to give her all that I have. She comes first before anything and anyone else. I tried to tell her daddy that. He says I'm crazy. I ain't crazy. I just want to give her it all. That's why he's gone. He can't take care like I can anyway. Nobody can. My baby will never need something that I can't supply. Even if I can't get it for her right now, I will do whatever I need to eventually get her what she needs. Now that's love. There were times in my life when I was hungry, I didn't have a place to sleep. I didn't know how I was going to even survive. My little girl would never know what that feels like. She would never know pain, sadness, feelings of abandonment. None of that. Not as long as I'm living. You see, a mother's supposed to shelter her child from the evils of this world. Not leave the child to fend for herself. That's why I'm going to be the best mother I know how to be for my little girl. She's going to be so smart, so beautiful, so special. She's going to be somebody in this world. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to force her to do something that she's not going to do. No. I'm not going to be like those other mothers on TV. No, sir. I will let her decide for herself what she wants to do with herself, so that she can be happy. Because I love her. Stop it. You have to eat. You need nourishment. If you don't eat, you'll get sick and die. Is that what you want? It gets frustrating sometimes, especially when you know what's best for your child. But folks just don't see it your way. But I will be patient and diligent, because I'm not going to let anything happen to my little lamb child. If anything happened to her, I think I would just lose it. I love my sweetie pie. I could just eat her up. I don't know what I'll do if anything to happen to her. I don't know how I would survive. Oh, God. You just can't keep anything down, can you? You gotta eat, pumpkin. You see what I mean? Huh? No, she ain't had enough to eat. This girl can eat. She can eat all day. But that's okay. Because as long as she's hungry, I'm gonna feed her. I'm not gonna let my little cupcake starve. I don't care what them doctors say. She wants to eat, she will eat. Whatever she wants, I will give it to her. Can't nobody tell me how to raise my child. Not my mother, not my sister, not her daddy. He don't know how to raise no baby, no way. That's why it's just me and her. I know my child. They don't. Nobody knows her like I do. Come on now, Samantha. Eat up. Mama loves you. Mama loves you.
It's nippy out here. Okay, sweetie, I have to concentrate. It's 10 a.m., so I can take care of this, and this mess will be cleaned up before they get home from school. I've mapped everything out, done all of the customary rituals. You may be wondering if this is the first time I contemplated leaving my life. This plight, this world I've co-created, yet feels foreign to me. Oh no. The thought surfaced with baby number 1. And resurfaced with baby number 2. And now here I am 7 years later with baby number 3, and the whispers are even louder, stronger, more present. Okay, give me a minute. Now where was I? I've been here in this house for years, performing a role that my body, mind, and spirit reject every day. I've held, fed, bathed, and coddled little bodies, wiped noses, cleaned up cuts, and rocked crying toddlers to sleep. I've stood with hands open wide and heart shut. And all the while, envisioned myself taking flight high above this place called home. It feels like a prison. Don't get me wrong. I love my baby. I love all of them, and their daddy too. I just don't know why things get so scary after I have them. My mother says she went through the same thing and that I should just pray to Jesus to rebuke the demons. It worked for the first two, but I've been praying every hour for the past 6 months since the baby was born. Nothing has changed. Those demons have taken over. Other people respond with delight when they smell powder, lotion, and the sweet smell of baby breath in the air, but I secretly swallow the vomit that tickles the back of my throat when those aromas invade my nostrils. I try. I swear I try. I get up, I go to the park some days to get some fresh air and to get my mind right. And then I see those other mothers pushing strollers and bouncing their baby boys and girls on their knees. All I could do is just stare at my baby boy. Just sit and stare while the voices tell me to run and leave him there. Yesterday I almost ran, but I knew that there would be trouble when my husband got home. So I stood up and I grabbed the stroller and I pushed and pushed with every ounce of strength that I had until I got home. So now I stand here at the edge, high above the trees, looking out at a world that I can no longer relate to. I can see my escape route just below me, beyond the trees that hang protectively over the space where soon my family will live happily ever after without me. So don't fret, little boy. I wrote a note. I put it on the door. They'll know where to find you. Drink your bottle. Play with the little birdies. Mommy won't be here anymore to hurt anyone. The winds are calling me. They're offering me safe passage.
Escape. Be free.
Freedom! Freedom!
What time is it? Is it night or is it morning? I can't tell anymore. Sleep is no longer my ally. Yesterday, I woke up in the wee hours of the morning. It was dark in the room, but I could see her tiny little body lying in the crib. I keep her close so I could move quick, just in case. Just in case. She was still, and I was thankful. I held my breath and remained as still as I could for fear that she would awaken from her sleep. I was scared. Scared because the screaming might start again. The screaming, oh, the screaming that goes beneath the eardrums and pierces a part of me that I never knew existed until she came and tapped it. Through the teardrops and that little red face, I can see those accusing, judgmental eyes saying, "Do something, Mommy, make it better." But day after day and night after night, everything I do falls short. My touch doesn't satisfy. My songs don't soothe. And even when my milk came down, my doctor and her daddy watched as my baby turned her head and refused to nurse from my breast. I was so ashamed. The constant crying began shortly after we brought her home from the hospital. And it seemed to escalate in the evenings when my husband left each night to work the night shift. It's been every night for the last 4 months, except when my husband and his mother take care of her. They seem to have the magic touch. I could see my mother-in-law watching me from the corner of her eye as I hold the baby and desperately try to quiet her down. I try to remain calm, but her wailing cuts through every fiber and every nerve ending in my being, and my hands shake. Can you imagine giving birth to a baby who prefers another's touch, another's voice, another's kisses over your own? Of course you can't. There can't be any other mother on the planet experiencing this pain and humiliation. All I want is a little sleep, to take a shower, to wash my hair, to get dressed like I used to. I just want to call a friend or a colleague from work to have a conversation. Any conversation. I just need a few moments to myself. Shh. Please don't wake her. I just need a few moments, and I promise I'll hold her. I'll rock her. I'll play mommy baby games. I'll read all the information on the internet about colicky babies. I'll buy every book ever written about bonding with your baby. But for now, I just need a few moments to myself. Maybe God will bless me. He knows how tired I am. I haven't had more than 4 hours of sleep since she was born. Last night, I had a horrible dream. I saw her lying there in this little pink box. She was wearing her white christening outfit, and she was so beautiful and peaceful and still. Her daddy and grandma were sad and crying, and all the neighbors were there, and all the people from the church, and everyone was so sad and solemn. But I was relieved and at peace, because you were finally quiet. God, please, I'll do anything. Just don't let the crying start today. Don't let her look at me with those accusing, rejecting eyes, please. I guess God doesn't hear the prayers of bad mothers. Time I'm being haunted by time. The tick, 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 tock of my eternal clock keeps turning inside my mind. The numbers constantly replaying just to remind me, just to remind me.
It's time for your annual pap smear, Miss Jones.
I'm 43 years old, and I've been trying for 2 years to have one baby. It's been 2.5 months since my last period, but I'm not pregnant. I think I'm premenopausal. Time. I'm being haunted by time. The tick, 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 tock of my eternal clock keeps turning inside my mind. The numbers constantly replaying just to remind me, just to remind me. What? Yeah, you alright? Is it time yet?
Baby, come on, it's the 23rd. I'm ovulating. I've got about 15 minutes before I have to. The way I see it, I've got plenty of eggs, and you've got plenty of sperm, and we're just gonna keep on trying till one of these suckers hatches me out a baby. 14 minutes now. Babe! Babe! Babe!
Tick, 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 tock of my eternal clock keeps turning inside my mind.
It's been a long time since our last visit, Mrs. Smith. How are you feeling?
Baby number 1 made it to 25 weeks. Baby number 2 made it to 28 weeks. Baby number 3, 30 weeks. 3 pregnancies, 3 burials, 2 broken hearts, and 4 empty arms.
The numbers constantly replaying just to remind me, just to remind me.
Okay, gather around, everyone. It's time to start the group.
I grieve for my baby who would have been 4,380 days, 17 hours, 29 minutes, and 5, 6, 7 seconds old today. I can no longer conceive children, and that day I will never forget. It's been 4,380 days, 17 hours, 29 minutes, and 15, 16, 17 seconds ago since the day I had that abortion.
My beautiful baby was born 6/18/11, 5 pounds, 11 ounces, 20 inches long at 5:52 a.m. and stillborn. 3 miscarriages, 2 stillborn.
15 minutes.
2 divorces.
4,380 days,
43 years old.
2.5 months. 3 burials.
2 abortions.
5 pounds, 11 ounces.
Time. I'm being haunted by time. The tick, 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 tock of my eternal clock keeps turning inside my mind. The numbers constantly replaying just to remind me, just to remind me, just to remind me. Stop!
Let my story heal a nation of men and women, God's creation lost and broken, sick and dying, busy, masking, shielding, lying. I know I am not alone. So I will stand up tall. Not my burden
a nation of men and women, God's creation, lost and broken, sick and dying, busy masking, shielding, lying. My spirit reaches for your hand, so you can be released and understand. Let go of the darkness inside. You can't hide, can't deny. So let my story heal a nation of men and women, God's creation, lost and broken, sick and dying, busy masking, shielding, lying.
We have reawakened. The spell has been broken, and I am back in the land of the living. Resuscitated, renewed, and restored to my former
State of being, I leap forward and I begin my story as a young child, feeling hurt, disconnected, and unloved. But I now know that all of that is just a story. The past is left in the dust, and I am smothered in motherly affection. Affection was foreign to me as both a girl and as a woman. But the smothering haze of mental, spiritual, and emotional dis-ease has been vacuumed from my lungs, and the clean air of grace and mercy fills me up and lifts me high above my shame. I thought I had done something wrong. How is it that the one I'm supposed to feel the closest to seems so beyond my reach? Why didn't you love me? Why didn't you love me enough, and how could I expect anyone else to love me? But honestly, is anyone to blame? I am blameless. As I take deep breaths that push past teeth and tongue, that are no longer chewing on and digesting the afterbirth and death of your innocence. I am innocent. It wasn't me. I hadn't somehow failed as a daughter. It was just our truths in the moment that we had no control over. But I will no longer allow it to imprison me or be an excuse as to why things can't be. I choose to be free. I choose to free myself of guilt and to cloak myself with the healing balm of forgiveness. As secrets are brought to the light of day and fresh new ears hear them and judge not. We are living proof that old paradigms can and will be destroyed to make way for the new. Back then, I, without intention or consent, deconstructed the natural order of your world and mine, and finger painted my way into a deep place where the pitter-patter of little feet sounded more like the stomps of angry giants. You are my giant. In a crowd of millions, you stand above the rest. You were the one that stayed despite the circumstances. Where others would have crumbled, you stood strong. And through your power, I too stand. You were mother to me then, and much more than just mother to me now. Mother in my mind, my spirit, and my mind. My mind, distorted and contorted, deconstructed the natural order of things. and your precious brown body, and those almond-shaped eyes that watched in silence as things landed on your head and on your heart. But it seems that the dissonance that drowned out your harmonized magnificence gave birth to a loving, giving, intuitive, with artistic genius. So it seems that the same womb that silenced your voice also gave you access to the voice of the Creator.
Thank you for the many blessings you have given me. Thank you that I too am her reflection. I look at her and myself and love the image that stares back at me. Together, we walk into your light and out of the dark.
The dark energies of my womb gave birth to a seer of both light and life. An artisan, a wordsmith, a composer, a painter, and an intuitive with healing hands that silenced the tears and the fears of the innocent ones. Through her, you silenced the tears of my inner child.
Sometimes I feel like I never was a child. Wise beyond my years with a mission to heal and give voice to unspoken pain. Maybe because I felt like no one understood mine, or that I was powerless to heal hers. Yet this is the purpose that I have been given, and I come to accept it.
I accept that this is the stuff that only God can produce. The fertilizer that neither balances or fits in a frame or a formula. They said it was a curse, birthed many moons and many wombs ago by my grandmother's grandmother's grandmother. They said it was karma. They said it was fate. They said it was my manifested destiny. But I released that fallacy from my chakra system, and I transformed what they said to what we say.
We say that this ends today. That never again will we stuff our emotions, leap to our deaths, or smother our truths.
Today is the day of my redemption. And so, my precious child, I embrace the vibration of forgiveness because you showed me its power and its purpose when you emerged from this womb. I'm awakened to my true self, a witty mother on the ledge of knowing, and I'm about to jump.
I jump into an existence of complete acceptance. I forgive. I forgave. I am forgiven, and I love you.
The power of Mother Wit is eons old. It's been circulating in the universe since the beginning of time. It can shapeshift, collapse, expand, and contract. It takes on the form of many things, but the magic is always the same. Mother Wit is an internal wisdom board where the button of knowledge is pushed and civilizations are created, expanded, or crushed. We are witty mothers, witty mommies, mamas, mas, grandmothers, great-grandmamas, abuelas, Madias, Big Mas, Nanas, Aunties, and the lineage goes on and on. We have bone-crushing wit, shame-smashing brilliance. Our womb speech transforms worlds and knocks paradigms off their axes. Our wit has grit. It lifts burdens off backs that have caved in from loads that were thrust upon them by well-meaning do-gooders, researchers, scholars, and intellectual assassins. There are no stats on the wit of our wombs. There are no studies to prove their value or validity. There is only our lives, our light, and the echoes from our wombs, and we lay them each down before you, right beside our souls so that they can receive a sacred cleanse. We are witty mothers because we dare to speak. We are wide open, and we are bearing down to push out the stories, the secrets, the shame, and the blame that has been weighing us down for millenniums. Can you see us? Can you feel us pushing and breathing? We will never, ever, ever stay shut again.
I am a witty mother. Watch your mouth.
I am a witty mother.
Shut your mouth. My story now lives in time and space. It has been taken off of life support and it's breathing freely on its own now. As I hold its hand, speaking affirmations into its spirit. I speak life into the dry bones of my history, and as the flesh and blood rejuvenate itself, my new, bright pink, black and brown future emerges, triumphant.
I am a witty mother.
Hush your mouth.
I am a witty mother.
Shut your mouth.
I will never, ever, ever stay shut again. The doors to this here room are open for passage, safe passage, for all the words, rhymes, and rhythms that ignite my soul's salvation. I am pushing and passing, purging and releasing old stories, and the ripple of my word purge is moving shit.
I am a witty mother. Shut your mouth.
I am a witty mother. I am no longer afraid to shed old skin. I expose myself to expand myself. And as I tell my story, your story, her story, and his story, out loud and on purpose, the blackness disintegrates. The sun raises its sleeping head and the sun rises wide open as little brown and black babies rain down on the world with futures that will provide the water supply for the next generation of lakes, rivers, streams, and oceans. I feel the tsunami of our healing bursting from between our legs as tears fall from uplifted faces and the sacred blood rights of our daughters are no longer dissed or dismissed, but celebrated as the life-giving streams they were always made to be. I bleed, yet I feel no pain. I bleed, yet I feel no shame. And the cramps of my womb stop cramping because my womb shines. It's illuminated with a shine so deep because I told and you heard. You finally heard me. I will never, ever, ever stay shut again.
I will never 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 stay shut again.
We will never, ever, ever, ever stay shut again. You don't have a hold on me any longer. I am free. You don't have a hold on me any longer. I am free. I take control of my life. I'm tired of all the pain and strife. I am free.
You don't have a hold on me any longer.
I am free.
You don't have a hold on me any longer. I take control of my life. I'm tired of all the pain and strife.
I am free. From pain, freedom from sadness. I am free. Freedom from sadness. I am free. Freedom from pain, freedom from sadness, freedom from shame. Freedom from pain and strife. Freedom from sadness. I am free. Freedom from hurt. Freedom from pain. Freedom from sadness. I am free. Freedom from hurt. Freedom from pain.
freedom from sadness, freedom from shame, freedom from hurt, freedom from pain, freedom from sadness, freedom from shame, freedom from hurt, freedom from pain, freedom from sadness, I am free. Freedom from hurt, freedom from pain, freedom from sadness, I am free. Freedom from pain, freedom from sadness, freedom from shame. Thank you all. I need a handheld so that it doesn't go in and out. Thank you, Courtney. And I would just like to ask the crew if you can begin to move so that we move seamlessly in our integrity regarding time, and just start to set up the table and the chairs for the panel so that we can answer questions from the community. But before as they transition and prepare for that, I just wanted to acknowledge that this piece was co-created on the energy and the vibrancy and the authenticity of community, on the stories that each of you have in you that you have been willing or unwilling to share. We've been able to co-create a piece to support people in their healing and transformation. So whether you're a man in the space or a woman in the space, whether you are a parent or a sister or brother of someone who's a parent, or an auntie, or as we were saying, an abuela, a nana, a mama, a my dear, we are all connected to womb energy. We all arrived here by virtue of a womb. Whether you like her or not, whether you know her or not, you came by way of her womb. So I invite the entire audience to say amen and ashe for the mother who supported you for the 7 months, the 8 months, the 9 months, the over 9 months, for the babies who didn't want to come out here, and I don't blame them. Let's on 3 say amen and ashe and thank you. 3 things. Amen and ashe and thank you for the wombs that held us. 1, 2, and 3. Amen and thank you. Yes. Yes.